Introduction to Celestial Constellations and Their Significance to the Birth, Politica. Celestial constellations are groups of stars that form recognizable patterns in the night sky. They have been studied and imagined by humans for centuries. Join us to explore the history, myths, and science behind these beautiful celestial formations. The science of stars. Composition of stars. Learn about the elements that make up stars, their formation, and their eventual fate. Stars, the twinkling lights that fill our night sky, are celestial bodies composed primarily of hydrogen and helium. They form when regions of gas and dust in space, called nebulae, collapse under their gravity. As this matter condenses, it heats up, eventually igniting nuclear fusion in the star's core. This fusion of hydrogen atoms to form helium releases immense energy, which causes the star to shine. The life cycle of a star, from formation to eventual death, depends mainly on its mass. Stars like our Sun will undergo a specific sequence of changes. As a star ages and exhausts the hydrogen fuel in its core, gravity will cause the body to contract and heat up. This causes the star's outer layers to expand, transforming it into a red giant. Our Sun, for example, will eventually become a red giant, swelling to such a size that it will likely consume the Earth. The red giant phase ends when the star exhausts its helium supply, causing the core to contract again. For a star of our Sun's mass, the outer layers will then be expelled, forming a nebula, and what remains of the core will settle into a white dwarf. This dense, hot core will cool and dim over billions of years. However, stars with more excellent mass experience a more dramatic fate. Their life cycle also leads to a red giant stage. Still, their core's increased pressure and temperature allow fusion with heavier elements up to iron. When the fusion process reaches iron, energy is no longer produced, leading to a rapid collapse of the star's core. This collapse results in a supernova, an incredibly bright and energetic explosion. If the original star were about 10 to 25 times the mass of the Sun, the supernova would leave behind a super-dense neutron star. If the star were even more massive, the core collapse would result in a black hole, a region of spacetime where gravity is so strong that nothing, not even light, can escape. So, from the simplest elements of hydrogen and helium, stars live out their life cycles over billions of years, undergoing dramatic changes and transformations and sometimes ending their lives with spectacular celestial fireworks, or as enigmatic black holes, one of the universe's most intriguing phenomena. Constellations. Explore some of the most famous constellations in the night sky and learn how to identify them. While they may appear as random arrangements of stars to an untrained observer, constellations have held significance for millennia. Civilizations across the globe have looked to the night sky, creating stories and assigning meanings to these celestial patterns. Here are three of the most famous constellations. Ursa Major, the Big Dipper. Ursa Major, or the Great Bear, is perhaps most recognized for its asterism, a recognizable pattern of stars, known as the Big Dipper in North America or the Plough in the United Kingdom. This constellation is visible throughout the year in most of the northern hemisphere. The Big Dipper's bowl and handle are easily distinguished. Notably, the two stars forming the outer edge of the bowl, Dubhe and Merak, are known as pointer stars because they line up with Polaris, the North Star, aiding in navigation. Orion, the Hunter. Orion, the Hunter, is another of the most recognizable constellations, identifiable by the three bright stars in a row known as Orion's Belt. Flanked by Betelgeuse, a red supergiant, and Rigel, a blue supergiant, the belt is encased within a rectangle of bright stars. The constellation also features a small line of stars, hanging from the belt, representing Orion's sword. Orion's visibility varies throughout the year, but it dominates the winter sky in the northern hemisphere. Cassiopeia, the Queen. Cassiopeia, named after a vain queen in Greek mythology, is easily identified by its distinctive W or M shape, depending on its orientation in the sky. It comprises 5 bright stars opposite the Big Dipper, roughly between Polaris. Because of this relationship, Cassiopeia, like Ursa Major, is circumpolar and visible year-round in the northern hemisphere. It's known for containing several deep sky objects, including open clusters and nebulae, making it a favorite for astronomers. By studying these constellations and their stars, we connect with the night sky and engage with our shared human history, perpetuating the stories and meanings our ancestors assigned to these celestial patterns. Astrology versus astronomy. Discover the differences between the ancient practice of astrology and the modern science of astronomy. Astrology and astronomy may seem related due to their focus on celestial bodies, but they are fundamentally distinct in their methodologies, purposes, and historical contexts. Astrology. Zodiac signs and horoscopes. Astrology is an ancient belief system that suggests a relationship exists between the positions of celestial bodies and events that occur on Earth, particularly those related to human behavior and personality. This system divides the sky into 12 zones, represented by the 12 signs of the zodiac, each associated with specific personality traits and linked to the position of the sun at the time of a person's birth. Horoscopes are a well-known application of astrology. They offer predictions or guidance based on the positions and movements of celestial bodies. Though it has ancient roots and remains popular today, astrology is not recognized as a scientific discipline due to its lack of empirical evidence and predictive testing. Astronomy. The scientific method. On the other hand, astronomy is a natural science that studies celestial bodies and phenomena. It uses mathematics, physics, and chemistry to explain the origin and evolution of objects like stars, planets, galaxies, and the universe as a whole. The scientific method is fundamental to astronomy. It involves observation, hypothesis formulation, experimentation, and data analysis. If a hypothesis is repeatedly tested and verified, it can become a theory, such as the Big Bang theory of the universe's origin. Unlike astrology, astronomy is not concerned with predicting or explaining individual human behaviors or events. Famous astronomers throughout history. Many individuals have made significant contributions to the field of astronomy. Ancient astronomers like Hipparchus, who compiled the first comprehensive star catalog, and Ptolemy, whose geocentric universe model was widely accepted until the Copernican revolution, laid the groundwork for the discipline. In more recent history, astronomers like Galileo Galilei and Johannes Kepler revolutionized our understanding of the universe. Galileo, often called the father of observational astronomy, used the newly invented telescope to confirm the heliocentric model of the solar system. Kepler formulated the laws of planetary motion, describing the paths of planets around the sun. Modern astronomers continue to expand our understanding of the universe. Edwin Hubble confirmed that the universe was expanding, leading to the widely accepted Big Bang theory. More recently, Vera Rubin provided convincing evidence for dark matter. In conclusion, while astrology and astronomy look to the stars, they do so with different goals. Astrology seeks to interpret celestial patterns for personal guidance, while astronomy aims to understand the physical nature of the universe through scientific inquiry. Myths and legends. Pegasus. Discover the story of the winged horse, Pegasus, and his connection to the night sky. Pegasus, a renowned figure in Greek mythology, is a majestic winged horse born from the blood of the slain Gorgon Medusa when the hero Perseus decapitated her. He soared into the heavens when Pegasus was born, expressing his freedom and grandeur. His fame was amplified when he was caught by the hero Bellerophon, who used a golden bridle given by Athena. Bellerophon tamed Pegasus and rode him into many adventures, including the notable battle against the Chimera. This fearsome beast was a combination of a lion, a goat, and a serpent. However, Bellerophon's ambitions grew, and he decided to ride Pegasus to the abode of the gods, Mount Olympus. This act of hubris did not please Zeus, the king of the gods. To prevent Bellerophon from reaching Olympus, Zeus sent a gadfly to sting Pegasus, causing the horse to buck and throw off Bellerophon, who fell back to earth and lived the rest of his life in disgrace. Pegasus, though, completed his journey to Olympus, where he found a place among the gods. Zeus was so impressed by the beautiful winged horse that he decided to immortalize him among the stars. Zeus placed Pegasus in the night sky, where he would serve as Zeus's thunderbolt carrier. Orion the Hunter. Explore the legends behind the most recognizable constellation, Orion the Hunter. Orion the Hunter, easily identifiable by its bright belt of 3 stars, is one of the most recognizable night sky constellations and has roots deeply embedded in Greek mythology. According to the most common version of his myth, Orion was the son of Poseidon, the sea god. He inherited his father's ability to walk on water. A giant and skilled hunter, Orion promised to kill every animal on Earth. This horrified Gaia, the goddess of the earth, who sent a giant scorpion to kill Orion. The ensuing battle was fierce, and the scorpion eventually killed Orion. Other versions of the story depict Orion's death differently. In one, Orion pursued the Pleiades, 7 sisters who were the daughters of Atlas, so much so that Zeus placed them in the sky to escape Orion's pursuit. However, Orion continued to chase them across the night sky. In another version, Orion is killed by Artemis, the goddess of the hunt. They were companions, but after Orion was tricked into assaulting one of Artemis's followers, she shot an arrow into his head, killing him instantly. Despite the variations in the legend, all end with Orion being placed among the stars by Zeus. The constellation of Orion appears to be chasing the Pleiades star cluster, with a Scorpion constellation, Scorpius, on the opposite side of the sky. As a result, Orion and Scorpius are never in the sky simultaneously. As soon as Scorpius rises, Orion sets, still fleeing from the Scorpion that brought his demise. Andromeda. Find out how Princess Andromeda and her mother Cassiopeia became constellations. The stories of Andromeda and her mother, Cassiopeia, are deeply entwined in Greek mythology, and their tales continue to shine in the night sky as constellations. Cassiopeia, the queen of Ethiopia, was a woman known for her extreme vanity. One day, she claimed that she and her daughter Andromeda were more beautiful than the Nereids, the sea nymphs. This claim angered Poseidon, the god of the sea, as the Nereids were under his protection. As punishment for Cassiopeia's arrogance, Poseidon sent a sea monster, Cetus, to wreak havoc on the kingdom of Ethiopia. Cassiopeia and her husband, King Cepheus, sacrificed their daughter Andromeda to the demon to appease the god and save their kingdom. Andromeda was chained to a rock by the sea to await the sea monster. However, she was spotted by the hero Perseus returning from slaying the Gorgon Medusa. Struck by Andromeda's beauty and her predicament, Perseus swooped down. It used Medusa's head, which could turn anyone who looked into its eyes to stone, to transform Cetus into a statue, thus saving Andromeda. Perseus and Andromeda then returned to her parents' kingdom, where they were married. After their deaths, in honor of their tales, they were each immortalized in the stars by the gods. The zodiac. Aries, the ram. Aries, represented by the ram, is indeed the first sign of the zodiac, which aligns with its reputation as a sign of initiative and leadership. It falls under the fire element along with Leo and Sagittarius, and its ruling planet is Mars, the Roman god of war, giving those born under this sign an innate drive for action and competition. From March 21st to April 19th, Aries season kicks off the astrological new year, beginning with the spring equinox. Aries is associated with a time of renewal, fitting for its connection to the fresh start of spring. Scorpio, the scorpion. Scorpio, symbolized by the scorpion, is indeed one of the zodiac's most mysterious and intense signs. It's associated with the water element in Cancer and Pisces, signifying depth, intuition, and emotion. Although Mars was traditionally considered its ruling planet, the discovery of Pluto in the 20th century led to this outer planet being associated with Scorpio. Scorpio season runs from October 23rd to November 21st Street. Those born under this sign are often known for their intensity, passion, and drive. Capricorn, the goat. Capricorn, symbolized by the sea goat, is associated with ambition, responsibility, and discipline. It falls under the earth element in Taurus and Virgo, representing practicality, reliability, and grounded nature. Capricorn's ruling planet is Saturn, known as the taskmaster of the zodiac, reinforcing the sign's association with structure and discipline. Capricorn season extends from December 22nd to January 19th. Those born under this sign are often characterized as hardworking, ambitious, and determined. Stargazing tips. Equipment. If you're interested in observing the night sky, having the right tools is essential. Here are a few of our recommendations. Binoculars or telescope. Star chart or app. Warm clothing and blankets. Location. Find the best place to stargaze in your area. Some tips include: look for a dark and open space with little to no light pollution. Stay away from urban areas, streetlights, and car headlights. Check the weather and avoid cloudy nights. Safety. Remember always to take safety precautions when stargazing. Here are a few tips to keep in mind. Bring a first aid kit and know basic wilderness first aid. Tell someone where you're going and when you plan to be back. Stay aware of your surroundings and watch out for wildlife. A new world of opportunities. Join a community of stargazers worldwide and journey through the cosmos. Learn to identify different stars, planets, and constellations, meet like-minded people, and have fun. Thanks for watching.